My name is Richard Kirkwood. This is my video submission for assignment 3 of 7 of my Cert 4 in Training and Assessment. This is Irene Kirkwood. She is assisting me with this video presentation. Irene, do you give permission to be recorded? Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. So Irene, welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to say congratulations on your selection as a crew leader.
Thank you very much.
We've known each other now for close to 15, 16 years. I started with the company not much longer after you did, and I've seen you become a valued member of the team here at Wacky. And, you know, I've seen you mentor and develop new and younger upcoming people that have transitioned out, but you've been an absolutely excellent employee of the organisation, which is why I was really pleased to hear that you had accepted the offer of the promotion. And the reason we're here today is, as you've already been told by your supervisor, there is some training that you're going to have to do to transition from the role that you've traditionally held to becoming a supervisor crew team leader. And that's what I'm here to just quickly discuss with you. So the training that we're going to be discussing, this is just part of a package of training that you're going to be doing, but this is specifically an element that I want to talk to you about that is going to be one of the first things that you're going to be doing. So the element that you're going to be doing is covering acting safely in the workplace. As a supervisor, crew leader, you're going to be taking on a bit more responsibility in relation to maintaining the work health and safety of your team and the work health and safety of the overall staff as a whole. So this is going to assist you in developing the knowledge and skills that you need, some of which you more than likely already have from the time that you've been with the company. But this is just going to reinforce and establish with you some more higher foundation knowledge other than what you're actually going to be doing. So this training that you're going to be doing is going to be over a period of about 6 weeks. Okay. So it's going to be starting on the 31st of this month, and we'll be meeting once a week for a couple of hours, and we're going to be covering some specific information. I'm going to take a multiple approach in relation to doing your training. Some of it's going to be hands-on, some of it's going to be theory in classroom, some of it's going to be interactive stuff on a computer. You've already shown that you have a fairly wide variety of learning styles, so I'm going to take advantage of that and keep it interesting for you.
Can I have some notes as well?
You will be given notes. You will be given notes throughout the course, and obviously if you've got any questions or anything during the training, that's always going to be an opportunity for it. So the training is going to be done in a couple of locations. There's going to be done, some of it's going to be done in the training room here at the store, but other aspects of it, we're actually going to be going out into the store and doing some actual hands-on practical training in the store, because that's the appropriate place where it's going to be. We're going to be covering a bit more in-depth stuff in relation to policies and procedures. We're going to be going into a lot more information in relation to what your responsibilities are going to be as a supervisor from a work health and safety perspective. During the training, we are going to be coming across some work health and safety stuff, both in relation to us doing the training itself, but in relation to the new skill sets that you're going to be developing. So we're going to be going through things like what type of PPE you need to use the store, when it's appropriate to do it. We're going to cover, what are hazards in the store, how you need to address those, how you need to take action in relation to them. But it's going to be a very much interactive style thing in relation to that. So we're going to be, as I said, we're going to be meeting once a week. I'm going to be flexible in relation to your rostering, because I recognise that you have to do a weekend a month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with you, and we'll plan your training sessions a week ahead. so that I know what your roster is the next week. So generally what I'll do is I'll pencil it in that your training is going to be on a Tuesday after lunch for a couple of hours. But then we'll, as I said, we'll be flexible with that depending on what your rostering is. So, you know, those weeks that you're working weekends, we might do it on a Monday or we might do it on the Wednesday, or depending on what.
Not on the Saturday or Sunday, because it gets quite busy.
That's totally understood in relation to that. So some practical things that we're going to be bringing in company policies and procedures. That's some of the hands-on stuff. We're going to be using some of the hands-on documentation during the training, so that you're going to have a real life understanding of stuff that you're going to be taking into the role going forward once you've finished the training. In relation to your absorption of the training, there's going to be assessments done along the way. Some of those assessments are just going to be simple question and answer type sessions. They'll either be verbal or there might be little quizzes that we'll do along the way. And then there'll be some physical observations where, because essentially what we're going to do is we're going to break it into 4 stages. Basically the first stage is predominantly knowledge. The second stage is where I'm going to demonstrate some practical applications of applying that knowledge. And I'll be doing that on my own with you watching. Then the next stage will be you will do it with me providing assistance, so that I can sort of interact with you and help you correct any mistakes. And then the last stage will be where you're going to be asked to do those tasks yourself. I will have a totally hands-off purely on an observational role. So the idea is to build up your confidence as you go along, so you're not being thrown into the deep end. Okay, sort of halfway through, we're going to have a mini review with the store manager and yourself to see how you're going, to feel it, you know, if you've got any questions or if you're uncomfortable with anything. We're going to be covering in that sort of thing. So we're going to be, when we get to the warehouse, to the actual training side, you know, when we go into the classroom, we're going to discuss, you know, how to sit yourself properly in your chair, you know, any risks that we have, you know, evacuation procedures and stuff like that. So responsibilities of yourself, you need to be there on time for the training. I want you to participate. I want you to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more comfortable you're going to be in relation to the knowledge. Okay. Those are your responsibilities. If you have any concerns, raise them, because that unless you're comfortable doing the training and you're comfortable with the information that you're being partaken, then it's going to be difficult for you to progress. So don't be afraid to ask questions in that regards. Okay, so as I said, the trainings are going to be both in the classroom and in the store. Do you have, so the overall objective in relation to this is you're going to have the skills that you need as a supervisor to meet your work health and safety obligations for yourself and for the people that you're leading. So do you have any questions in relation to?
Everything sounds fine. You've actually gone through it thoroughly, so I feel a bit more comfortable doing it.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I'll get you to sign off on the documentation.
Sure.
And I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time to start the training.
No worries, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Go and stop that. All right.